they and don't blame that on us when y'all not the one that's supporting them.
Popping with the squad. How y'all doing? How y'all living? It's your boy Amauri, and we back with another one. Okay. So today we doing just a little bit of a different video. Today this video is called "Is WAP Female Empowerment?" or it might just be "Is WAP Empowerment?" Anyways, I found this video. I thought it might be interesting. I wanted to check it out with y'all. So here we are. We got a bunch of different people from all over the music industry. Excuse me. Dang, sorry y'all. We got a whole bunch of people from all over the music industry. The two people that I know in here that drew my eye to this are Joey Nato and Samad Savage. Joey Nato, producer, engineer, rapper, artist, all that good stuff. Samad Savage, rapper, producer, both just incredibly dope. You should go check them out. I'll probably drop a link to their latest in the description down below, but go ahead and check that out. But I don't know, I really just wanted to hear what, you know, people like them had to say. And I say people like them because I know Samad Savage is he has an activist mindset. At least from what I've seen, he's seeking to make change. He wants to use his platform to make change. Joey Nato, he's definitely one that, you know, is going to share his opinion. But definitely, at least from what I've seen, not so gung-ho as Samad Savage can be. I was just interested. And so I'm going to leave it up to y'all. Drop down to the comments. What did y'all think? How do y'all feel? I'll share my feelings at the very end of this video. So stay tuned for that. Hit that like button. Hit that sub button. Hit that notification bell as well. All right. Let's jump into this.
It's aimed at young American girls. Can you even imagine what it's doing to them?
I don't cook. I don't clean.
Wet ass people.
A lot of female rappers, they be rapping their ass off and don't be talking about their and don't blame that on us when y'all not the one that's supporting them.
Talk to these niggas, Cardi! Talk to these niggas, man! Talk to these niggas! She ain't lying. She ain't lying. Like, that's what gets me. It's like y'all want to be upset at Cardi and Megan because they're, you know, putting out this style of rap. Well, what about all the females that are doing the exact opposite, but y'all are literally refusing to give them play? Why is it that Meg and Cardi with WAP are at the top and all these other female rappers that you guys want to be an example are at the bottom? It's because that's what y'all want to see. Y'all might be talking shit, but let's be real, this is the shit y'all want to see, and it's that simple. No, they did it. I'ma hold my final thoughts off till the end though. I really am.
Strongly agree.
I feel like I'm gonna be shifted, but for right now I'll just say disagree.
Strongly disagree.
I somewhat agree.
I agree.
Strongly disagree, with the caveat that I actually have never heard the song.
Somewhat agree.
As a woman, if you're gonna reduce me down to a WAP, it's a part of me. But for that to be the anthem of this is what just brings us liberation as women, that's a literal joke to me. And it also is kind of offensive because you're down.
Hold on. First off, I'm fucking with her whole her women's Panther uniform. Black Panther uniform for women. I'm kidding. But I think I like her whole aesthetic. That's really dope with the beret. Got the multicolored jacket on. Got the black turtleneck and the chain on. I think she's saucing on them. I really do. I like her swag.
Playing me to a physical thing, and I am a being that is just way too much for you. Period.
It's females that made that song. As far as I know, I don't know if anybody else wrote it because it's the music industry.
Well, what's interesting about that is actually there are male writers in that song, which is very funny because we call that our liberation, but men are telling us, I want to gag, I want to choke.
Is this song the only anthem for feminism? No, not at all. There are songs that go way beyond and talk about the actual powers that women have beyond physical appearance and physical parts. But I know that some women find empowerment in their sexuality. And if it brings power to those women that listen to it, then it's supporting feminism.
I definitely 100% agree with that. Like, I love WAP. I did a remix to WAP. I love that song. I don't care. But I know I'm the only person that said strongly agree, because it is about ownership of body and ownership of sexuality. Sometimes I feel like when you are a rapper that does that, either people assume that it was put onto you by men, which it wasn't, or they assume that you can't do anything else, or you're not as smart, or you're not as good. And for me, personally, sex being such a predominant theme of my music is very personal for me for two reasons. One, being a plus size Black woman, the only representation I've seen in myself in media is the sassy, asexual best friend that's never the love interest, that's never viewed in a sexual way. My music and WAP is...
She ain't lying, bro. She's not lying. Like, the funny thing is, you see stereotypes littered all throughout the industry that you never really think twice about until it's brought to your attention, and that's one of them.
It's just kind of like me exploring my sexuality and having that ownership. I'm also a rape survivor, and one way that I learned to cope with that was ownership of my sexuality and ownership of my body, because that was taken away from me. And obviously, that's not the way that a lot of people are going to cope. But for me, that was how I coped, and I got through that trauma that is intense as getting those things ripped away from you, is that it's mine now, and I have 100% ownership of it, and how I choose to display it is 100% on me. And I feel a lot of power and a lot of liberation from that. And I think it's okay if you don't. But I don't think you should discount women that do.
And facts on facts on facts. I just wanted to say, so I somewhat agreed, because there are other songs that I would say are probably better feminist anthems, right? But when we think about what feminism is, period, it's just believing the equality of both genders, right? So if we can have dudes talking about their dicks and f***ing and sucking and all of this stuff, then like people were really upset, and men were really upset at WAP. They were mad. Why can't I show my young girls that owning their sexuality is powerful then, right? Like, I wish someone told me that. And Brandy, thank you so much for sharing that, because
and sorry to cut her off, but that's kind of where I'm at. I'm kind of in this same situation where it's like, yo, look at the things men talk about. Look at all the things, men put into the forefront of people's minds with their music, and all the things they put into the forefront of young men's minds with their music. Why is it that it's okay for men, but it's not okay for women? Why is it that when women want to do the same exact thing that men have been doing in the industry for who knows how long, like, why is it that that's now a problem when it's the other side? Why is it that makes you uncomfortable? And I'm not asking why, satirically, I'm genuinely asking why to those people that were upset. Why did it make you upset? Why did it make you so uncomfortable? Why did you feel the way that you did while knowing that the exact same thing is going on the other side? Or are you choosing to ignore that? Or are you saying that it doesn't matter? Or are you saying that you're holding these women to a completely different standard than you're holding men to? I want to know what's going on there.
I share the same experience. Why can't we have someone telling us that so that we know to own it before someone else is taking that from us.
For me, the WAP song is another, I also covered it. For me, it was like a huge liberating moment. And this is coming from an artist that has a song called BDE, which stands for Big Dick Energy. Because this whole time I've been trying to liberate myself sexually and like be comfortable with who I am and what my desires are as a woman. I thought I needed to put on a fake dick, you know, and write a song about like that my energy has a big dick. It was just so liberating for me to hear women. And by the way, shout out to Meg Thee Stallion, who is a prolific freestyler. I'm pretty sure she probably wrote her bars. I just wanted to add that my little lens of perspective from a little Nebraska girl.
For the first time, it feels like in a long time, she's talking about what she wants to do and what she likes instead of talking about what a man likes and what a man wants and stuff like that. And that's why I feel like the power comes from in the song.
There's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house.
This conversation did really shift my view on WAP. I've only heard it once because once was enough for me because it didn't make me mad, but it was just too much. Like, it's literally the closest thing I've ever heard to audio pornography. You know, I was bouncing to it and everything, like everybody's flow. Like, I could appreciate the artisticness behind it.
You must not have heard a lot of men rap, because that's...
Wait till you see my... Wait till you see
Yeah, no, I guess maybe because it's the shock value, and I'm wondering, what do you think the intent was behind the song? Do you think it was to, like, empower women, or do you think it was to shock people and get views and clicks just from the shock factor?
Usually a lot worse comes from men. So I was like, y'all are scandalized by this?
I 100% agree with you, Brandy. It was like, oh my God. And it's like, first of all, too, it's consistent with what Cardi do. Why are you guys so like, oh my God, like you haven't heard her? That's Cardi. Cardi was being Cardi.
This notion that men were upset, like I wasn't upset. I saw the promo for it and I was just kind of like, I've seen this story before. This is Lil' Kim, pass for me. In this being an anthem for feminism, what other modern songs are a better representation? What are modern feminist anthems that don't degrade women?
I believe it was Rolling Stone, like declared Rhapsody's last album, Eve, as like a...
Eve was a fucking masterpiece. I don't, like, Rhapsody is one of those women that Cardi B is talking about that does the exact opposite, but y'all do not lift them up enough. Rhapsody is one of those. Eve is a masterpiece. Eve was actually the first thing I heard from Rhapsody, and it made me want to go back and listen to the rest of her discography. Like, Eve was fantastic.
Be a masterpiece in hip-hop feminism or something like that. The fact that, you know, some people don't know that about her or don't know that about her album or haven't listened to her album means that as women, we're losing. The fact that WAP comes out and now we're celebrating our sexuality and men are up in arms and upset about it, but don't, you know, check their own when it comes to that, we're losing. As long as we continue to function within a patriarchal society and a genre of music that is inherently misogynistic, we're losing.
All right. So, yeah. That was a very interesting video. I really enjoyed hearing what they had to say. I really enjoyed piggybacking off of what they were saying. I think, and I wish that diversity, I wish that there were more diversity in the industry. I wish the diversity looked like this. I think diversity like this would do good to the industry. So, yeah, all that good stuff. Now, I know y'all are probably curious just to hear what I thought about WAP, and to be honest, I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was the funniest song ever, not because, like, you know, I thought it was a joke or anything like that necessarily, but just because of the fact that, like, I felt like this was something that just brought... It was kind of one of those things where it was like I feel like it had been building up for a while. I feel like with everything that was going on, I felt that women were definitely due to have their moment, to have their time, to have their moment where they made us mad. And when I say us, I meant men. I feel like they did this not necessarily for shock value or shock factor, but to show that, you know, yo, we are part of this industry too. If y'all can do it, so can we. And I actually kind of enjoyed the fact that they were willing to do this in the climate that we have right now. I'm not going to sit up here and say I'm a giant fan of the song, because to be honest, I'm really not. I'm not really a big fan of rappers rapping sexually in general, to be honest. But I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. I didn't think that it was over sexualizing. But what I will say is kind of like the point I made with Drake earlier, just the fact that, like, you know, you have kids, Cardi, like, is that the example you want to set? And I don't mean that in any demeaning way. I just mean that in a straight up genuine question. Like, are you okay being that sort of role model to your own child? And if you are, then hey, do your thing, mama. I'm not going to stop you. But if you even for a second hesitate and start thinking, well, I'm not really sure, then I question you again. Are you sure this is the type of music you should be making? If you cannot say for certain that you are okay with it and you are okay with your daughter viewing you through this lens, then why are you making this music? That's my only thing. If you're and I have no issue with women being, you know, taking control of their bodies, as was being said, or their sexuality or anything like that. I just always want to beg the question, because there's always going to be another piece to it, especially if you are a parent, or, you know, you're raising somebody. That's literally my only hiccup. Besides that, go, do you. I don't care. If you want to rap about riding it, go for it. If you want to rap about sucking it, go for it. Do you. That doesn't bother me. Am I going to go out of my way to listen to it? No, not necessarily, but I'm not going to go out of my way to hate it either. So I thought I thought everything that came along with the song just made it so funny, just made it, you know, that much more like, oh my God, this is really getting them what they wanted. Oh, I am so sorry, y'all. This is really getting them upset, and I think that's hilarious, because it's not really that big of a deal. And like they said in the video, I agree with, it's nothing that we haven't heard before. Even if you don't want to bring up Lil Kim, all that kind of stuff, what about all the men? Like, we're talking about Lollipop, we're talking about Mrs. Officer, we're talking about, you know, like all those type of songs. Like, I'm just being real. But yeah, WAP, not my favorite song. Yeah, there's not really much to say about it. I don't think there's anything wrong with the song. I just didn't really like it because that's not my style of music. It is what it is. All right, that's all I got to say. Okay, all right, don't at me. Okay, thank y'all for watching. If y'all watched this far, much love to y'all. I'm gone. Hit the comment section. I want to hear what y'all have to say. Hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell as well. All right, y'all, I'm gone.